Coming up, the Loyola men's volleyball preseason schedule has officially been released.
Plus, a recap of the Bulls season opener.
I'm Adriana Demos.
And I'm Kirstan Richardson.
All of this and so much more.
Rambler Sports Locker begins now. Welcome back to Rambler Sports Locker. Adriana, I am excited about Loyola athletics. What about you?
I'm just as excited. I had the opportunity to go see some of the women's volleyball games this past week, and It was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I cannot wait for basketball season as well, so it's all good.
There has been a lot going on in Loyola athletics with a jam-packed weekend from the cross-country team to some great matchups from our women's volleyball team. Rachel Lieberman has more with the Rambler Rundown.
We're back with another edition of the Rambler Rundown. Women's volleyball faced VCU this past weekend. They were swept on Friday and lost 3-2 in a close match Saturday. They'll be back at home tonight battling George Mason at 6 and again on Saturday at 2. They head to St. Louis on Tuesday to take on the Billikens. The cross-country team had a packed weekend. Friday, the team traveled to Peoria for the Bradley Pink Classic. The men finished first and the women finished second. The men's team traveled to Madison, Wisconsin on Saturday for the talent-filled Wisconsin Pre-National Invite, where they finished 28th. They'll head to Pole Green Park, Virginia next Saturday, November 2nd for the A10 Championship. Men's soccer won 2-1 against LaSalle at home on Saturday. They were back in action Tuesday night against Olivet Nazarene. The Ramblers won 4-1. They battle Fordham on the road tomorrow night and round out the regular season next Saturday against St. Joseph's for Senior Day. Women's soccer fell to UMass on Sunday 2-0. They're on the road tonight against Rhode Island and close out the season on Sunday hosting St. Bonaventure. It'll also be Senior Day for the team with play starting at 12:30. Basketball season is approaching. The women's team will host Elmhurst College for an exhibition game Sunday at noon. The men's team is in action Tuesday for their exhibition against Calumet St. Joseph at 7 p.m. Men's golf was in Dayton Monday and Tuesday for the Dayton Flyer Invitational. They capped off the fall season in 10th place with the final 54-hole score of 893. That's all for this week's Rambler Rundown. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Rachel Lieberman. What an exciting week for Loyola sports, and the excitement is just getting started for the men's volleyball team with a redemption match you won't want to miss. Here's Natalie King with more.
The Loyola men's volleyball team just released their 2024 to 2025 preseason schedule. This announcement comes after the departure of head coach John Hawks last week. Last season, the Ramblers had an overall record of 19-10 and went 12-4 in conference play. This fall, Loyola will play 3 highly anticipated matches against MIVA rivals. Loyola's preseason will open on the road with a match at Lewis tomorrow. They will stay on the road for a match against Ohio State on November 2nd. This will serve as a rematch after Loyola fell to the Buckeyes in the MIVA semifinals last year. The preseason away matches will wrap up at McKendree on November 9th. Then, the Ramblers will return home to host St. Xavier, Indiana Tech, and Olivet Nazarene for a scrimmage-style tournament in the Norville practice facility on November 16th. While the men's volleyball season is just getting started, the men's rugby season is in full swing. Here's my recap of the team's last home game. I'm here at Hoyne Field where the Loyola men's rugby team just defeated Northwestern in their senior night and pink-out game. Here are your highlights.
When the Ramblers took to the pitch to play the Wildcats, the excitement in the air at Hoyne was electric. Stands were packed with students, families, and support from the Loyola women's rugby team, all there to see the undefeated Ramblers play their last regular season game. Loyola started the game with a strong performance after a try from Nicholas Lowe tied the game 5-all in the 33rd minute, and a conversion from Lev Eluz gave the Ramblers a lead they maintained for the rest of the night. The second half was dominated by Loyola, with tries from James Ziner, Joe Kelly, Chris Cammerdiner, and Kevin McKillop. Loyola ended the match with a 35-17 lead, securing them the #1 seed in the playoffs and an undefeated season. This game meant so much more to the team than just the win. It was senior night to celebrate the team's 8 graduating players and pink out night for breast cancer awareness. The seniors were able to reflect on the brotherhood and support this team has brought them over the years.
Can both of you just tell me what it means to you to have won on your senior night game?
A lot. I'd say like all season we've been preparing for this game, and just to win with the teammates and with the other seniors, especially Joey, is a really big deal. I mean, me and Joey have been working on this team for 4 years. Like, this is our goal. We've never been undefeated. We've never been in this high of a place going into playoffs, so I'm just excited.
Yeah, I mean, what Alex said, we've worked on this for 4 years now, and it feels great to finally be here. Going undefeated is something I didn't think would ever happen. We went 2-2 my freshman year. We were done before October. Now we're sitting on the cusp of another deep playoff run, and it's really exciting.
The team is hoping that their strong brotherhood can carry them through the upcoming playoffs.
Next up, the Ramblers will play in the Great Midwest Rugby quarterfinals. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Natalie King.
Thanks, Natalie. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season has in store for the rugby team. With the NBA season officially underway, let's see what our Chicago Bulls are doing in Week 1. Rachel Lieberman has the scoop.
The NBA 2024-25 season took off on Tuesday. In a primetime doubleheader, the Celtics beat the Knicks 132-109, and the Lakers pulled ahead of the Timberwolves 110-103. Expectations were high for the reigning champion Boston Celtics, and many were eager to see the James father-son duo take the court. Wednesday was jam-packed with games. Our beloved Chicago Bulls were in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans. The Bulls fell 123-111. Brandon Ingram led the Pelicans to victory with 33 points, icing the game with a turnaround jumper with under 2 minutes to go. The first half was tight, but the Bulls trailed for the majority of the second half by as much as 16. The Bulls had a 48.8 field goal percentage compared to New Orleans' 46.4% average. The Bulls struggled from the three-point line, going 10 for 34, averaging 29.4%. Bulls veterans Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic led the team in scoring. LaVine had 27 points and Vucevic scored 21 with 11 rebounds. Fans, including myself, expressed excitement leading up to this new season. Anticipation surrounded off-season trades and rookies making their debuts. The Bulls selected forward Matas Buzelis with the 11th overall pick. Buzelis didn't make his debut, but his elite skill level puts him at a high level at a young age. The Thunder traded 6'8" point guard Josh Giddey to the Bulls in June in return for Alex Caruso. Giddey scored 14 points and had 5 rebounds and 3 assists Wednesday night. Giddey was the 6th overall pick in 2021 and has proven to be an exceptional passer, and his size makes him a solid rebounder. Giddey is expected to bring immense talent to this new Bulls team. The city is hopeful for a successful basketball season ahead. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Rachel Lieberman.
Thanks, Rachel. It was really nice to see Lonzo Ball play again after his long absence with his injury.
Now here's my recap of last weekend's women's volleyball game. Tonight, Loyola women's volleyball took on the VCU Rams. Unfortunately, they fell 3-0. Here are some of the highlights. Loyola women's volleyball returned to the home court Friday night, and it was quite the game. VCU ultimately won in 3 sets, but from the moment set 1 began, it was clear that both teams came to play Friday night. Just in set 1, Svikovic led a 3-0 run with a pair of kills and block to give the Ramblers some space. Loyola tied it up against VCU 7 times in set 1 alone. The Ramblers were ready to come back after a tough loss to VCU 25-22. Loyola opened up set 2 scoring 3 straight. A 4-0 run sparked by Svikovic gave the Ramblers a 12-9 edge. In set 2, the VCU Rams closed the set with a 25-22 score. The Ramblers down 0-2 after the 2 first sets. They were determined to try and close the gap. In set 3, we saw 6 lead changes and 11 ties. VCU ultimately tallied 4 straight to secure the win against the Ramblers 25-19. Despite the loss, standout performances Friday night came from Marta Svikovic with a team best finishing with 9 kills and 3 blocks, and Esma Ajanovic with 8 kills and 2 blocks. I spoke to Coach Berkeley at the press conference, asking her how the team's going to prepare to come back the following day against VCU in hopes of a redemption matchup. What's the plan for tomorrow against VCU?
We got to come out and we've got to make plays, and we got to we got to find that the enjoyment of playing and the pressure is a privilege, because I think we got a little nervous, especially at the end of the first 2 sets, and we've got to find a way to play with a little bit more looseness and fun.
It's always a great time supporting our Loyola Ramblers at home. This Saturday and Sunday, the women's volleyball team will take on George Mason right here at home. For Rambler Sports Locker, this is Adriana Demos.
The women's volleyball season is well underway, and so is the MLB World Series between the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers. To talk about their World Series predictions, here's Brandon Wolak and Joe Mangold on the Ramble.
Welcome back to the Ramble. Today, we're going back to our quiz game show style. Thank you. I'm joined by Joe Mangold and Brandon Wolak, and today we are talking a historic World Series matchup. The Los Angeles Dodgers versus the New York Yankees. The last time these teams faced each other in the World Series was in 1981, with the Dodgers taking the championship. So, I start with this. Who do you think will take the World Series? Joe, I'll start with you.
Honestly, LA Dodgers.
Wow.
I am simply saying that because, I mean, look at this powerhouse team that they've got. They've got one of the greatest current players, Shohei Ohtani. And on top of that, their field is amazing.
Nice. I like it.
I think the Dodgers' time will come. The Yankees, it's been a little bit since they've made it to the big dance. 2009 was the last time they won it. It's been 15 years. Yankees are going to be getting number 28.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, judging from the crowd reaction, I'm sorry, Joe, I'm going to have to go give this one to Brandon here. Wow. A big cheer for that one. Well, we're going to move on. I'm going to ask you, if you could bring back any past player on either team to play in this World Series, who would it be? Brandon, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to have to go with the great Bambino himself, Babe Ruth. We are looking at the second. We are looking at the second coming of Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani. Imagine both of those players against each other.
Crazy switch up. Okay, great.
Right. That's a tough one to beat, but I got to say, one of the greatest pitchers of the Dodgers century, Sandy Koufax.
Wow.
And
wow.
the left arm of God for a reason.
Wow.
He comes back, he's going to put the Yankees in the ground. Guaranteed.
Wow. I mean, just 2 fantastic answers. It's a tough one to choose, but I'm going to go with Joe on this one. There you go. Look at that. We're all tied up. We're all tied up on this one. Now, moving on, we talked about them a little bit already, but who is going to be taking the MVP? Is it going to be Judge or is it going to be Ohtani? Joe, I'll start with you.
I think, obviously, Ohtani.
Wow.
Mainly just because, look at him, 50-50. First player in MLB history to be able to do something that incredible. Who's going to top him? I don't think anyone.
No, unless Babe Ruth comes back to life, then
I
maybe.
wouldn't put it past Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge did have over 60 home runs in a season a couple years ago. He converts that into the playoffs. Unbeatable.
Fair enough.
Also, he's tall.
But he didn't steal 59 bases.
Judge didn't need to steal bases. He's too busy cranking them over the fence.
Wow. Whoa. Dang. Well, I'm going to go for this one. I think we're going to go with the new generation here. I'm going to go with Joe. All right, final question for the winner, for the take-all. If you were the coach of either team, what would your pre-game pep talk be to the team? Brandon, I'll start with you.
It's going to be dependent on me. If I'm the coach of the Dodgers, I'm thinking, some of you guys have won this before. Do you want to taste that again? If you're the Yankees, we have a chance to get number 28. We have a chance to beat the second biggest market. We're the biggest market. We can be the best.
Wow, good answers. Joe?
Fair enough. I mean, if I'm the Dodgers, I'm coming out and I'm saying, look, this is something we've been fighting for. As many people who have said, oh, it's been an easy run for us, doesn't matter. We still have to come in and we still have to kick the Yankees' butt. Wow. And if I'm the Yankees, I'm telling them, look, Shohei's a threat. That team itself is going to be a powerhouse, but let's hit for the fences and let's win.
Wow, just 2 fantastic answers. Now the crowd is giving me mixed emotions, so this one's going to come down to my own opinion. All right, I'm going to go with Joe here. Wow! Round of applause. I'm so sorry for that, Joe. Congratulations here. Thank you to both of you for joining me. We're going to send it back over to you, Adriana and Kirstan.
Thanks, everyone. This World Series is sure to be a great matchup.
I agree. Who do you think is going to win the World Series? I think the New York Yankees.
I'm going to have to agree with you, with that. I mean, especially with Anthony Rizzo on the team and his last World Series win being in 2016 with the Chicago Cubs. I mean, you just want to see him succeed, really. That wraps up this episode of Rambler Sports Locker.
To stay up to date on all things Rambler Sports, be sure to follow us on X, TikTok, and Instagram at Loyola RSL and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
From all of us here at Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Adriana Demos.
And I'm Kirstan Richardson.
We'll see you next week for our special Halloween episode. And don't forget to turn off the lights.